face-off win. Puck goes back to Colton. Colton holding on to it. Flips it up over to Mikey. Mikey up against the boards. Grayson comes in, picks it up, takes it into the corner, goes around. Mikey there to help out. Picked up by Catamounts. Catamounts driving it in. Pressure from Cameron and Riker. Riker picks up the puck, holds on to it, gets it up to Mikey, clears it out. Picked up by Mikey. Mikey with a shot towards and caught and covered. Wi-Fi isn't working. This might be the worst live stream I've ever done. Okay, puck gets picked up by Eli, sends it around, gets it up to Merrick. Picked up by Dean. Dean with a pass over to Ian, intercepted by Catamounts. Picked up by Catamounts and offside call. 1:44 left in the first period. Merrick with the face-off. Catamounts dumping into Rebel zone. Aiden chasing after it. Aiden holding on to it. Chips it up the boards, gets it up to Dean. Dean holds on to it, gets it up to Merrick. Up to Ian. Ian is by himself. Ian's going. Ian with it. Shot! Caught and covered. Oh, what a try. Way to go, Ian. All right, so we got J-Ray coming out with Fergie, Brock, Parker, and Hayden. Fergie picks it up, gets it over to Brock with a shot. Oh, just off to the side. What happened? Oh, goalie pushed off the net. J-Ray with face-off again. Catamounts with face-off win. They send it back, get it up to Parker. Parker trying to make a shot, gets deflected off of the skates. Puck gets sent down. We have icing. It's not here. This isn't even live streaming. Like, I'm recording it. It won't upload. Riker with a face-off and a face-off win. Pass back to Parker. Parker holding on to it with a shot. Oh, almost deflected. Picked up by Riker. Back to Catamounts. Mikey there with some stick lifts. Pressure up against the boards. Grayson's waiting. Grayson has it. Riker and Grayson going. Mikey's just behind. Pass over to Riker. Riker holding on to it. Dang it, offside. How is that offside? Whew. I don't know if they're watching the same game. All right, coming out, we got Colton and Cameron. We're going to keep out Riker, Grayson, and Mikey. Riker with the face-off. Kind of a stalemate, but it doesn't matter. We get into Catamount zone. Puck gets sent up, picked up by Cameron. Cameron holding on to it with a pass over to Colton. Colton holding on to it. Pass up over to Grayson. Grayson dumps it into the zone. Knocked out of the air by Catamounts. They pick it up, take it around behind the net. They send it up. Poke check by Riker. Riker holds on to it. Catamounts number 7, a little bit physical. Back over to Grayson. Grayson up against the boards. Gets sent over into the corner. Mikey coming in. Grayson keeps it there. Grayson holding on to it. Poke check by Catamounts. Grayson with a pass over to Dean. And that's the end of the first. All right, starting the second period, we got Merrick, Dean, Ian, Aiden, and Eli. Robbie's still in net. Merrick with the face-off, and the face-off win. Pop back to Aiden. Picked up by Catamounts. Back up over to Dean. Dean with the pass up to Ian. Ian coming in, offside. Way delayed call on that offside. God.
Check the eye doctor.
All right, we're going to try this face-off again. Merrick with face-off went over to Dean. Dean pops it in. Catamounts pop it out. Little battle here. Merrick sends it in. In between the feet, gets cleared out. Eli grabs onto it. Ian holds onto it. Poke check by Catamounts. Back up over to Merrick. Merrick sends it into the zone. Puck gets sent around. Picked up again by Merrick. Merrick with a pass back to Ian. Back to Merrick. Up against the boards. Back to Ian. Back to Merrick. Picked up by Catamounts. Poke checked by Eli. Shot towards Aiden with a nice little pressure up against Catamounts. Back up over to Ian. Ian with him. He's got Eli with him. Ian and Eli. Oh, poke check by Catamounts. Ian still holds on up against the boards. Fergie's there in front. Fergie goes over to the corner, trying to get it back over to Ian. Up to Brock. Brock with a shot! Caught and covered. All right, so we got J. Ray coming out. Brock, Fergie, Hayden, and Parker. J. Ray with a face-off. Face-off win, J. Ray. Picked up by Catamounts. Parker keeps it in the zone. Picked up again by Catamounts. Back to Parker. Back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Brock. Brock holds on to it. They get their stick in his feet. Back over to Catamounts. Poke check by Brock. Back over to Catamounts. Shot and glove saved by Robbie. Oh my gosh. Mikey, Riker, and Grayson coming out. Keeping out Hayden and Parker. Riker with the face-off. Face-off win by Riker. Into Behind the net, picked up by Hayden. Hayden holding on to it. Picked up by Mikey, up to Grayson. Grayson dumps it in. Oh my God. Sends it around. Grayson holding on to it. Catamounts have it. Pass it back. Hayden trying to keep it in. And Parker grabs it. Parker holding on. Back over to Hayden. Hayden sending it up. Trying to get it over to Grayson. Intercepted. Back to Hayden. Ooh, sorry. Poke checked by Catamounts. Picked up by Mikey. Mikey trying to make a pass over to Parker. Intercepted by Catamounts. Catamounts driving in. Nice stop by Hayden. Picked up by Mikey. Mikey holding on to it. Mikey coming in, dumps it in behind the net. Quick line change. We got Ian, Dean, Colton. No, they're waving off icing. Parker's chasing it down. Parker sends it around. Mikey's got it. Chips it up the boards. Gets it up to Dean. Dean holding on to it. Poke check by Catamounts up against the boards. They send it back into neutral zone. Colton holds on to it. Makes a pass over to somebody. Nobody. Not his fault. A little bit of confusion. No communication. Why did they blow the whistle? I don't know why they blew the whistle. Merrick with the face-off. Catamounts with a shot. Gets deflected by somebody in front. Picked up back over by Dean. Dean's got it. Pass up to Ian. Ian holding on to it. Poke checked by Catamounts. Catamounts send it back over. Gets up to the point. Colton with it with a shot. Oh, just to the side. Ian's there. Picks it up behind the net. Back up over to Catamounts. Poke check by Cameron. Interrupts that. Back over. That is a huge offside. Way to go. All right. Some fresh legs out. We got Brock, J. Ray, Fergie. J. Ray taking the face off. J. Ray with the face off win. Over to Brock. Catamounts pick it off. Drive it in. Brock with some nice back checking and poke checking over to Colton. Colton trying to send it over. Gets cleared out, but picked up by Catamounts. Catamounts send it in. Gets it over to Cooper Glazin, who used to play for Rampage when we were Rampage. Stopped by Brock. Back over to Colton. Colton sending it up to Fergie. Fergie chipping it up the boards. Gets it to Catamounts. Catamounts send it in and offside. All right, we got Eli and Aiden coming out on D. We're going to come down here. Because that was intentional offside, so we'll go into their zone. We'll take it. 9:44 left in the second period. J. Ray with face-off. J. Ray with face-off went over to Fergie. Trying to get it up over to Brock. Back to Fergie. And it's cleared out. Aiden chasing after it. Aiden's got it. Holds on to it. Takes it back behind the net. Sends it up over to Eli. Eli with it up to Fergie. Beautiful passing here. Poke checked by Catamounts. Back up over to J. Ray. Catamounts pick it up. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie pushes it off to the side. Picked up by Fergie behind the net. A little bit of pressure from Catamounts. Brock is there. Gets his feet. Trying to make a shot. Fergie doesn't let them. Back to Fergie. Cleared out of the zone. Fergie's got it. No, Eli has it. Sorry. We've got Grayson coming out. Eli with some nice pressure on number 6. That kid's big. Number 6 on Catamounts. Riker's there. Pressure from Eli. Back up over to Mikey. Hayden's there with a poke check. Still gets it in, but it's offside call. All right, coming out. So we do have Riker, Mikey, Hayden, Grayson, and Parker. Riker with a face-off. Kind of a stalemate on that face-off win, but Riker still has it. Poke checked by Catamounts. Hayden gets it back up to Riker. Catamounts pick it back over to Riker. Riker gets it into the zone. Gets cleared up, picked up by Hayden. Hayden holding on to it with a pass over to Parker. Parker holds on to it. Reverses, does a pass to himself. Reverses, another pass to himself. Holding on to it. Poke checked by Grayson. Grayson gets it into the zone, back over to Parker. Gets it out. Oh, Hayden keeps it in. Hayden with a pass over to Mikey. Mikey holding on to it, trying to get it to Grayson. Picked up by Catamounts. Hayden's there. Nice poke check by Hayden. Picked up by, not sure. Back up over to Catamounts with a shot that goes wide. 7:32 left in the game. Score is 1-1. Shot on Robbie. Another shot on Robbie. Goal. Robbie lost sight of it. Thought he had it covered. Unfortunately, he didn't. All right, coming out. We got Dean, Merrick, Ian, Cameron, Colton. Merrick with the face-off. 7:26 left in the second period. Stalemate on that face-off again. Ref tends to be in the way. A little bit of...
Go, man. Hit it, Merrick.
Doesn't matter. Ian's got it. Merrick's with him. Ian's got it. Poke check. Back to Ian. Back to shot. Goal! Goal, goal, goal! Yeah, Ian! Little Deacon. Little messing around. Still got it. All right, back to Merrick. And Ian holding on to it, offside call. And Dean says that was me. That's all right, Dean. It's all right, buddy. Back to Merrick, right here in front of us, in your living room or your car, wherever you're watching. Picked up by Catamounts. Colton with a nice little pressure up against Catamounts against the boards. Back over to Catamounts. They're trying to make a shot. Pushed to the side by Robbie. Puck goes up to the corner, up to their D, goes into the far corner. Cameron trying to clear it out, gets picked up by Catamounts. They make a shot, caught by Robbie. And Cameron just sat that kid down. All right, coming out, we got Fergie, Brock, J-Ray, Eli, Aiden. 6:40. Score is 2-2. Rebels face-off win. Gets sent up to the point. Shot. Oh! How's that not goalie interference? Brock clears it out. Gets picked up by Fergie. Back over. Yes, they did not call that offside. Picked up again by Catamounts. They make a shot and Robbie covers it.
It's trailing now.
Riker with the face-off. He's got Grayson and Mikey with him. Aiden and Eli on D. Shot towards Robbie and he catches and covers it. Face-off win again by Riker. Back to Eli. Eli trying to send it up. Gets caught by Catamounts. Back over to Aiden. Aiden clears it out. Gets it over to Mikey. Back to Riker. Back to Eli. Cleared out. Grayson's there. Stick lifting. Brought in by Catamounts again. Back over to Eli. Shot towards Robbie. Catches it and covers it. All right, we got Hayden and Parker coming out on D. Riker with the face-off again. Puck goes back behind Robbie's net. Parker sends it up, gets it up to Grayson. Grayson holding on to it with a pass over to Riker. Back to Riker again. Riker holding on to it. Poke check. Mikey with a shot. Oh, blocked. Even in all of that mess, Mikey was able to get a good shot off. Picked up by Catamounts. Man, this kid's fast. Shot over. Just missed. Back up to Grayson. Grayson with the pass up to Mikey. Mikey couldn't connect, gets cleared out. Offside call. All right, we got Ian, Merrick, and Dean coming out, along with Colton and Cameron. Merrick with the face-off. Back up over to their D. Pass over to Colton. Colton holding on to it. Colton making a pass up to Ian. Colton with a pass back over to Ian. Or not Colton, I'm sorry. Back to Cameron. Cameron with a shot that goes high. Back to Colton. Colton with a shot. Goes to the side. Back up there. Back to Catamounts. Pressure from Cameron and Dean. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie stops it and saves it. Nice teamwork. Cameron and Dean. Full line change for Catamounts. Merrick with a face-off win again, or face-off again. Catamounts send it over off to the side. Picked up by Dean. Dean clears it out. Ian's there. We got Merrick, sends back to Cameron. Cameron dumps it out, sends it to Catamounts. Poke check by Cameron again in the neutral zone. Back up over. Back to Dean. Dean's got it. Dean over to Merrick. Picked up by Catamounts. Back up over to Dean. Sent deep into the zone. Back up over to the other side. Dean's got it. Back to Merrick. It's getting a little chippy out here. Ian with the puck. Ian holding on to it. Ian sneaks around. Ian trying to make another shot. Too many Catamounts players this way. Back over to Merrick. And we're going to get a call. No, icing. That was a lot of back and forth. Okay. Coming out, we got Aiden, Eli, Brock, Fergie, and J-Ray. 3:24 left in the second period. Wait a minute. Ian's going in the box? Oh, so we're on a penalty kill. All right, puck goes into the corner. Catamounts pick it up. We got Aiden out there with Eli, J-Ray, and Brock. J-Ray picks it up, holds onto it, chips it up the boards, trying to get it cleared out. Picked up again by Catamounts. Eli's there, does a little bit of interception. Shot, that goes off to the side. Net gets kicked off. And a whistle's blown. 1:31 left in our penalty kill. 2:55 left in the second period. Parker and Hayden coming out. Merrick's coming out. All right, so we got Merrick, J-Ray, Parker, Hayden. Catamounts with the face-off win. Puck gets out. Picked up by, J-Ray, but then Merrick's there. Merrick's got it. Oh, picked up again by Merrick. Merrick with a shot towards, but gets pushed off to the side. He made the shot while he was falling down.
Just kill it.
Get it. Oh, back to Merrick. Merrick's got it. Oh, picked up by Catamounts.
Go, Merrick,
Back
go,
over.
get back.
Hayden with a little bit of a shove. Offside call. Woo! All right, coming out, we got Mikey and Grayson for Merrick and J-Ray. Parker and Hayden staying out on D. Catamounts with the face-off win. Grayson's there with some pressure. Lost his stick in the mess, but Mikey's there, more pressure. Picked up by Parker. Parker up against the boards, chips it up, gets it up to their D. Shot towards Robbie, way wide. Gets sent across to the other boards. Back to their shot. Stopped by Robbie. Back up to their D again. Shot. Picked up by Hayden. Back to Grayson. Hayden sat that kid down. Back to Parker. Parker making a pass up to Mikey. High stick. Dang it. 1:48 left in the second. 24 seconds left in our penalty kill. All right. Grayson coming to do the face-off. Grayson with the face-off win. Back over to Hayden. Hayden trying to clear it out. Caught in by Catamounts. They make a shot towards Robbie. Back up over to their D. Shot stopped by Grayson. Grayson clears it out. Picked up by Mikey. Come on, Mikey. Mikey's got it. Oh, poke checked by Catamounts. 1 second left. We are back to full strength. Parker with some pressure. Picked up by Catamounts. Shot blocked by Hayden. Back up to Ian. Ian sends it back over to somebody. Back to Ian. He's regrouping. Ian holds on to it, making a jump into the zone, waving off icing. Back up over to Catamounts. Catamounts sticking around. We got Riker out. We got Cameron out. Shot stopped by Robbie. Back up over. Gets up to their point. Shot deflected by Hayden. Ian's trying to get there. Shot caught, covered by Robbie. All right, so we got Ian out here. Merrick, Cameron, Colton, Dean. Ian's got the puck. 29 seconds with a pass over to Dean. A little bit wide. Merrick's in front, asking for the puck. Picked up by Catamounts. Catamounts sticking around. Poke, check, try by shot. No goal! Robbie saved it. Picked up by Ian again. Shot. Loose. That's the end of the second. right, starting our third period. We've got Aiden and Eli on D. Robbie staying in net. Fergie, J-Ray, and Brock. J-Ray with face-off. Picked up by Catamounts, driving it in. Poke check by Eli. Eli trying to send it up to J-Ray. Gets intercepted. Oh, did I say Aiden and Eli on D? No, Hayden and Eli on D. Back over to J-Ray. J-Ray sending it around the boards. Brock's there, up to Hayden. Hayden's got it. Nice little, oh, Hayden's going in the box again. Darn it. What is he going in the box for? Elbowing? Are you kidding?
Let's go, Stripes. Get your life together.
All right, coming out. We got Parker, Cameron, Mikey, Riker. Riker with the face-off. Gets sent back to Cameron. Cameron holds on to it, sends it around. Oh, bad deflection off the boards, but that's all right. Riker picks it up, gets it back to neutral zone. Picked up by Parker. Parker holding on to it, gets it up to Mikey. Mikey sends it deep into the zone. Back to Riker. Mikey in front waiting. Back to Catamounts, do some passing back and forth. Riker with a poke check. Gets cleared out. Parker picks it up. Parker trying to get it off to the boards, but picked up by Catamounts. Cameron grabs it, holds on to it, drops it back. Gets it to Riker. Picked up again by Catamounts. Pressure by Parker. Back to Catamounts. They try to make a pass. Interrupted by Cameron and Mikey. Mikey holds on to it, sends it deep into the zone. We have 1:07 left in our penalty kill. Back over to Catamounts. Aiden, J-Ray, and Eli are out now. Back over to Eli. Eli with a poke check. Back over to Catamounts. They can't get it. Try to make a shot. Gets sent over to the side. Back to Mikey. Mikey with a pass over to J-Ray. Intercepted by Catamounts. They do kind of a pass in the neutral zone.
Go, man. Get back.
J-Ray's there. Nice little stick lift. Shot towards. Cleared out by J-Ray. Back to Merrick. Merrick's got it. Back to Merrick with a shot! Oh, save. Nice shot, Merrick. Do it again. 28 seconds left on our penalty kill. Merrick with face-off. He's got J-Ray to his left. Eli and Aiden. Back to Merrick. Picked up by Catamounts. Poke checking by J-Ray. Back to J-Ray. Picked up by
Go,
Catamounts.
man. Get back.
Poke check by Eli. Eli back over to Merrick. Merrick lost an edge. Back to Catamounts. Poke check by Aiden to Eli. Up to their D. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie pushes it off to the side. Shot. Again. Deflected. We're back to full strength. I just can't change the screen. J-Ray's there with Merrick. Poke check by Aiden. Shot. Goal. That was not a power play goal. I just didn't get it cleared off my screen fast enough. All right, coming out we got Grayson, Colton, Cameron. No, not Grayson. Dean, Merrick, Ian, Cameron, Colton, Robbie. 11:17 left in the game. Back to Ian. There was a whole bunch there happening. Ian's got it, but he got poke checked back to Dean. Dean trying to keep it in, and he is successful. Keeps it in, sends it down into the corner. Picked up by... I'm not sure, but Merrick's got it. trying to get it over to Dean. And now we're all moving in slow motion. Poke checked by Fergie off the bench to Cameron. Cameron gets deked around. Cameron holds on to it. Cameron dumps it in. Fergie's there waiting. Cameron gets cleared out. Dean, Colton, Ian. We got Parker coming out. Ian up against the boards. Puck goes back behind. Colton coming off. Hayden coming on. Fergie trying to make a shot. Gets poke checked out right from underneath him. Parker keeps it into the zone. Back over to Catamounts. Catamounts bring it out. Ian with some nice little pressure. Puck gets sent over to the side by Dean. Hayden's there. Hayden holds on to it. Hayden with a pass up to Ian. Ian brings it in, holds on to it. Back over to Fergie. Fergie gets poke checked back to Parker. Parker holds on to it. Puck gets sent over. Pops out. Hayden holds on to it. Hayden with some pressure. Back up over to Catamounts. They're driving it in. Shot towards the net. Gets pushed off to the side. Goal, Catamounts. All right, we got Aiden, Eli, Fergie, J-Ray, Brock. J-Ray with the face-off. Catamounts dump it deep into our zone. Aiden sends it around. Fergie chips it up. Brock chasing after it. Picked up by Brock. Brock with a side shot. Goes wide up to Hayden at the point. Hayden keeps it in the zone. Back to Hayden again. Hayden trying to chip it in. Gets popped out. Offside call. 8:57 left in the third period. Shots on goal 27 for Catamounts, 15 for Rebels. Riker with a face-off. He's got Grayson and Mikey with him. Picked up by Mikey. Mikey with a drop pass to Eli. Eli dumps it into the zone. Puck goes down. Pressure by Eli. Eli sends it up, trying to get it up, gets it up to their D, shot towards Robbie, stopped by, I'm not sure who, but Eli's got it. Eli makes a dump pass into the corner. Picked up by Mikey. Mikey sends it over behind the net. Grayson's chasing after it. Gets sent up to their point. Picked up by Catamounts again. Pressure by Dean and offside call. Sorry. We got Merrick, Ian, and Dean out there. Cameron and Colton. Catamounts with it. Back over to Dean. Isn't there like a holding call or something? Back over to Catamounts. Pressure. Poke check by Cameron. Cameron trying to clear it out. Puck goes back behind by Dean. Sent to the other side. Merrick's there. With some pressure. Puck goes back behind. Colton has it shot. Oh, cleared up by Cameron. Holy moly. Stopped by Catamounts. They send it in and offside call. Fergie's coming out with J-Ray and Brock. We got Parker and Hayden on D. J-Ray with a face-off. and the face-off win. Trying to get it over to Fergie. Too many sticks in the way. Brock's got it. Brock holds on to it. Brock deking around, gets poke check back over to Fergie. Fergie back to Parker. Parker trying to make a shot, gets deflected. Picked up by Catamounts. J-Ray's there. Back up over. Brock clears it out, gets it up to the point. Hayden trying to clear it out, picked up by Catamounts. Pressure from, I'm going to call them the Bash brothers, Hayden and Parker. Back to Parker. Parker gets his pocket picked, but the puck comes back to Hayden. Hayden sending it over to Fergie. Fergie gets it into the zone. Cleared out by Catamounts. 6:27 left. Hayden to Parker. To J-Ray. J-Ray dumps it in. Riker's out. Now Riker picks it up. Gets it back to Hayden. Hayden holds on to it. Oh, offside. Just over that blue line. Aiden and Eli coming out with Mikey, Grayson, and Riker. Riker with a face-off win, gets it back to Eli. Eli dumps it in. Back to Grayson in the corner. Grayson is just not giving up on this. Riker comes in to help him out. Picked up by Catamounts. Poke check by Aiden. Catamounts coming in. Nice! Stick lift by Eli and a poke check by Robbie. Shot towards, cleared out by Aiden. Back to Grayson. Back to Mikey. Mikey holds on to it. Mikey sending it in. Ian's out. Puck pops out. Roughing. On who? Who's getting a roughing call? By Grayson? We cannot stay out of the box. All right, Eli's out with Aiden. Dean and Merrick out for our forwards. 5:13 left in the game. No. Cameron's out with Colton on our D. Merrick and Dean. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie pushes it off to the side. Cameron trying to clear it out. Gets stopped by their D. Goes into the front. Shot that goes high. Picked up by Colton. Colton dekes around. Makes a pass over. Gets popped out. Dean chasing it down. Back over to Catamounts. They reconnect. Coming in. Poke check by Colton. They make a shot. Covered by Robbie. Cameron getting yelled at. Luckily, he didn't go into the box. 4:45 left in the game. 1:32 left in our penalty kill. Merrick with the face-off again. Catamounts with the face-off went up to their D. D with a pass. Picked up by Dean. Dean's got it. Dekes around. Picked up by Merrick. Merrick sends it into the zone. Pushed off to the side by their goalie. Back up against the boards. Merrick gets it. Trying to get it back over to Dean. Dean's got it. Goes right to the center. Picked up by Catamounts. Catamounts do a pass. They get cleared out. Shot towards Robbie. He stops it and he covers it. 4:15, 1:02. All right, coming out we got Hayden and Parker on D. Brock and J-Ray. No, Brock and Fergie. Fergie taking the face off. Fergie picks it up, sends it around the boards. Up to their D. Stopped by Fergie. Pass up to Brock. And they call icing. Shot towards Robbie. Robbie pushes it off to the side. Parker picks it up, sends it around the boards. Brock is there, grabs it, sends it over to Fergie. Fergie picks it up. Fergie dekes around. Fergie gets stopped. Nice poke check by Brock. Fergie gets it into the zone. 24 seconds left. Back up to Brock. Poke check by Catamounts. They actually ended up making a shot on their own goalie, but luckily, or unluckily, they stopped it. All right, so we got Aiden and Eli coming out on D. Fergie and Brock still out there. Fergie with the face-off. Brock's waiting for it. Puck goes into the corner. 13 seconds left on our penalty kill. Picked up by Catamounts. Poke check by Fergie. Eli with some nice pressure. Gets it around. We're back to full strength. Offside call. I missed it. Sorry. No. I don't know what it was. Whatever. I can't keep up with these refs. All right. Grayson, Riker, Mikey, Aiden, and Eli. 4-2. 3:03 left in the game. Catamounts with a shot. Robbie pushes it off to the side. Eli trying to clear it out. Gets it up to Mikey. Mikey trying to get it up to Riker. Catamounts intercept. Do a pass back. Mikey's there. Mikey chips it up. Gets it up to Grayson. Oh, they're laying on Riker. How is this not... Whatever. Aiden picks up the puck. Chipped up to Mikey. Mikey stops it so it doesn't go any further. And an offside call. 2:22. Colton and Cameron coming out on D. We're going to keep out Riker, Mikey, and Grayson. Riker with a face-off wing gets it over to Mikey. Mikey holds on to it. Bringing it in, dumps it into the corner. Chases after it himself. We got Grayson right in front with Riker. Over to Riker. Riker trying to make it a shot. 2:06, another shot. Picked up. Empty net. We got Dean out. Up to Dean. Dean with a shot. No, 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 no. Go, 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 go. Oh. These boys are just devastated, you could tell. They came in here hoping they would win. Every game they hope they win. We've got way too many kids out. Merrick, Dean, Ian, Parker, and Hayden. Racing. 1:44 left. Merrick with the face-off win. Over to Ian. Ian holding on to it, trying to get it over to Merrick in front. Puck pops out, picked up by Parker. Parker reverses, gets it up to Ian. Ian holding on to it, dekes around, gets caught in the feet. Excuse me! Back to Merrick. Merrick's holding on to it. Sends it deep into the zone. 1:12 left. Puck pops out, picked up by Ian. Ian back over to Parker. Parker sends it into the zone, picked up by Catamounts. Back to Dean. To Parker. Ian's chasing after it, picks it up, holds on to it. Ian holds on to it. Pass over to Dean. Gets poke checked. Picked up by Parker. 34 seconds left. Parker back to Hayden. Up to Brock. Brock dumps it into the zone. Still kept in by Hayden. Hayden dumps it deep. Catamounts grab it. Back over to Parker. Parker up against the boards. They send it down. Picked up by Dean. Drop past Hayden. Hayden holding on to it. Up to Fergie. And that's the game. Again, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. I hope this uploads. We play twice tomorrow. 4:30 and 9:30. Happy New Year, everyone.